गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ ईशावास्यमिदग् सर्वं यत्किञ्च जगत्यां जगत् तेन त्यक्तेन पुञ्जीथा मा कृधः कस्य स्विद्धनम्। कुर्वन्नेवेह कर्माणि जिजीविषे क्षतग् समाः। एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतोऽस्ति न कर्म लिप्यते नरे। असुर्यानामते लोका अन्धेन तमसावृताः। ताग्स्ते प्रेत्याभिगच्छन्ति ये केचात्महनो जनाः। अनेजदेकं मनसो जवीयो नैनद्देवा आप्नुवन् पूर्वमर्षत्। तद्धावतोऽन्यानत्येति तिष्ठत्तस्मिन्नपो मातरिष्वा दधाति। तदेजति तन्नैजति तद्दूरे तद्वन्तिके। तदन्तरस्य सर्वस्य तदु सर्वस्यास्य बाह्यतः। यस्तु सर्वाणि भूतान्यात्मन्येवानुपश्यति। सर्वभूतेषु चात्मानं ततो न विजुगुप्सते। यस्मिन् सर्वाणि भूतान्यात्मैवाभूद्विजानतः। तत्र को मोहः कः शोक एकत्वमनुपश्यतः। सपर्यगाच्छुक्रमकायमव्रणमस्नाविरग् शुद्धमपापविद्धम्। कविर्मनीषी परिभूस्वयंभूर्याथाथत्यतोर्तान् व्यदधाच्चाश्वतीभ्यः समाभ्यः। अन्धं तमः प्रविशन्ति ये विद्यामुपासते। ततो भूय इव ते तमो य विद्यायाग्रताः। अन्यदेवाहुर्विद्ययान्यदाहुरविद्यया इति शुश्रुमधीराणाय्येनस्तद्विचचक्षिरे। विद्यां चाविद्यां च यस्तद्वेदो भयग् सः। अविद्यया मृत्युं तीर्त्वा विद्ययामृतमश्नुते। अन्धं तमः प्रविशन्ति ये असम्भूतिमुपासते। ततो भूय इव ते तमो य उसम्भूत्याग्रताः। अन्यदेवाहुः सम्भवादन्यदाहुरसम्भवात् इति शुश्रुमधीराणाय्येनस्तद्विचचक्षिरे। सम्भूतिं च विनाशं च यस्तद्वेदो भयग् सः। विनाशेन मृत्युं तीर्त्वा सम्भूत्यामृतमश्नुते अन्धं हिरण्मयेन पात्रेण सत्यस्यापि हितं मुखं तत्त्वं पूषन्नपावृणु सत्यधर्माय दृष्टये पूषन्नेकर्षेयमसूर्यप्राजापत्यव्यूहरश्मीन् समूहतेजो यत्ते रूपं कल्याणतमं तत्ते पश्यामि योऽसावसौ पुरुषः सोऽहमस्मि वायुरनिलममृतमथेदं भस्मान्तगशरीरम् ॐ क्रतो स्मर कृतज्ञस्मर क्रतो स्मर कृतज्ञस्मर अग्निनय सुपथाराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देववयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मज्जुहुराणमेनो भूयिष्ठान्ते नम उक्तिं विधेम ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Welcome to the study of the Ishavasyopanishad. The Vedas are the oldest scriptures of humankind. And Vedas are known as apaurushaya, that is, not of any human origin. So, we feel that it is Brahma Nisrita, Brahma Mukha Nisrita. That is, the Vedas are the pronunciation from the lips of Brahma. And the knowledge portion of the Vedas, or even we can say the conclusion of the Vedas, are called as the Upanishads. The Vedas have three parts: Mantra, Brahmana and Upanishad. The ancient rishis were attracted towards the external world. They saw the sun, the moon, the stars, the sky, the rain. All of these, they provide life to beings on earth. So they started praising the different elements of nature and giving them certain names. Aditya, for example, for the sun, and then Soma, for example, for the moon, and so on. So they started giving or paying homage. Paying homage means thanking the divine for what has been given through these elements. And the concept of yajna was born from there. Yajna means we take everything from nature and we give back to nature, or the divine that resides in nature. And they had to create a few things. One is the mantras, the hymns that praise the deities. Then Brahmana is how to perform the rituals or sacrifices in order to please the divine or the different elements of nature. And after they had accomplished all of that, they then said, well, now it is time for us to sit and meditate upon that divine being which pervades all of these, the different forces of nature. And that's how the Upanishads came into existence. While we study Vedanta, we come across the three main texts called the Prasthana Traya. Traya means three. Prasthana means the foundational scriptures. And they are the Upanishads, then the Brahma Sutra, and then the Bhagavad Gita. So any person who wants to be an acharya, that means a world teacher, has to write commentaries on these three, the Upanishad, Brahma Sutras, and the Bhagavad Gita. Only then would he be considered as an acharya or a teacher of worth. And they would generally, these acharyas would propagate their system of thought. Example, Shankaracharya, he propounded the Advaita Vedanta, and then through commenting upon these three Prasthanatrayas, Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, and the Bhagavad Gita, he established on a firm basis the Advaita Vedanta tradition. Similarly, Ramanujacharya, he also had to go through these scriptures, write commentaries on this, and establish the Vishishta Advaita tradition. Similarly, Nimbarkacharya, Madhvacharya, who propounded the dualistic philosophy, he also had to do it. So even today there are some who have written commentaries on these three and who have been recognized as the acharyas. The idea is that if a particular philosophy has to be propounded, a particular path by which people has to be led, it must be on the firm basis of experience. Upanishad is experience, and then logic, which is Brahma Sutras, which deals with the logic, and then the practical application of these philosophies or these principles into day-to-day life for the common beings. That's how Bhagavad Gita came into existence. Of course, we attribute the Bhagavad Gita to Sri Krishna, who is also a Gita Acharya, he is also an Acharya, who came in order to propagate the same principles of the Upanishads and the Brahma Sutras in a much more easily understandable manner, easily followable manner. That's how the Bhagavad Gita came into existence. And of course, Bhagavad Gita is known as the milk that comes from the udder of the cows. So, like the Arjuna is compared to the calf, because when the cow has to give milk, then the calf is sent, and only when the calf takes in the milk, then only the cow will give out its milk. So Sri Krishna, in the form of the cow, and of course the other interpretation is that all the Upanishads are like the cow itself, and the cowherd is Sri Krishna, and then the one who first gets the milk is Arjuna, and we are all Sudhihi, that means the people who read it, who try to understand it, and who live by the principles of the Bhagavad Gita. We are the ones who enjoy the produce, the milk. So, here, these two verses, first two verses of this Upanishad, called the Ishavasyopanishad, are of great significance. They give to us in a very short form the whole philosophy of life, philosophy by which we should live our lives. So the commencing words of this Upanishad tells us something which we tend to forget in our day-to-day life, but which is very essential for us to lead a balanced life. So what does it say? Ishavasyopanishad sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena punjitha magradah kasya svidhanam. I will read out the word-to-word meaning of this Upanishad in order to be able to grasp the real meaning behind the whole mantra or the whole verse. Jagatyam, in this world, the world that we are familiar with. We are not familiar with the other world, but we are familiar with whatever we see, whatever we feel, whatever we touch, we know of this world. In this world, Jagatyam. Another meaning of Jagat is that which is like the flowing water. Jagat, it keeps on moving. Nothing keeps on stagnant. You see, in this world, nothing keeps on stagnant. Happiness comes, happiness goes. Misery comes, misery goes. Trials come, they go. Tribulations come, they go. So everything is Jagat. Gamyate iti Jagat, that which keeps on moving. So the other word that Buddha uses is samsara. Samsara means samsarati. Sri is to move or to keep walking. Sara. So samsarati, that which keeps on moving through lives, many lives, we keep on moving. So here he says, it's Jagatyam, in this world, the world that we are familiar with. Yat kincha, that means whatsoever, whatever. Yat kincha, that means whatever is Jagat. That again, Jagat means that which is changeful. See, twice he is using the word Jagatyam. Jagatyam means in the world, and Jagat is changeful, that which is changeful. The word Jagatyam itself means that which is a changeful existence, but he emphasizes it. Jagatyam Jagat, in the world that which is changeful. Yat kincha asti, what is there? Idam sarvam, all this. See, we call this idam, that means this book. Idam pustakam, this book. And so we are familiar with what we have, what we possess. So idam sarvam, all of this. What does he say? Isha, that means Isha, with the Lord. We will come to the term meaning slowly. Isha, with the Lord. Vasyam. Vasyam means it is a definitive tense. Vasyam means must be or should be enveloped. Vasya. We will come to that further meaning of this term Vasyam. And then he says, Tena tyaktena. So how do you live? How do you do that? How do you envelop everything with the divine? How can I feel the presence of the divine in everything? Because most of the time I do not see. Only when I come to the shrine or temple or when I sit for meditation, I see the divine or I experience something of the divine. But at other times when I am dealing with difficult people, when I am dealing with situations which tires me down, I don't see the divine over there. But what is the solution? How can I see God? Because the Upanishad says, and the Upanishads are nothing but the realization of the rishis. They are our ancestors. They have realized it. And so we cannot just poo-poo it and say, no, this is useless. We cannot just throw it away and say, no. What you say is not, it does not stand to reason. No. They have realized it, and they have come and said, that's what in the rishis of old said. See, Shunvantu Vishwe Amritasya Putraha Aye Dhamani Divyani Tastuhu Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam Adityavarnam Tamasah Parastat Tameva Vidvan Amritatvameti Nanya Pantha Vidyate Ayanaya. So the Rishi comes out of his meditation, deep meditation, out of his samadhi, and says these words. What does he say? Amritasya Putraha. You are all children of immortal bliss. It's an extraordinary statement. You are not, do not think that you are little beings born today and then you will die day after. No. You are indeed the heirs or the children of the immortal bliss. If we analyze our whole life, what is it that we always go for? What is it that we aspire for? We all aspire for some fulfillment, something that will give us happiness. We try to seek it in the material objects, we try to seek it in the sensory objects, we try to seek it in given intellectual discussions and all of that. But everywhere we are trying to seek something that which gives me happiness. So there is within every being this very source of happiness which is called as Ananda. Sat, Chit and Ananda. Sat means we exist. Chit means that which we experience. And that is Ananda, is that which we become. That which, having attained which, one becomes fulfilled. Fulfillment is Ananda. Total fulfillment is Ananda. So that the very basis of our existence is this Sat, Chit and Ananda. It means existence, knowledge and bliss absolute. It is our very existence. We think that no, where is it? If I am not feeling happy, is it there? No, it is very much there. It is very much there. Holy Mother Sharda Devi used to say that while I am talking to all of you, I am just paraphrasing what she said, while I am talking to all of you, dealing with you, sometimes scolding, sometimes guiding and all of that, but beneath me always there is this stream. And she used to give the example of a bridge. There is a bridge and underneath the bridge is flowing the stream, the river or the stream, and the water is continuously flowing. But on top of it, it is covered with the bridge. So also, in every one of us, Mother, Holy Mother says, while I am interacting with you, while I am talking to you, while I am chiding you or guiding you, at the basis of all of that, behind everything, I can feel the presence of that Ananda, that bliss, that I am of the nature of bliss. That is, that I am always aware. Whereas we are not aware of that. We are not aware of it because we have not made strides or we have not made any efforts to understand or to realize this. The purpose of study of such Upanishads is that. So is this, that we want to experience that which the Upanishad is saying. We have not yet reached to that stage, but we want to reach to that state. So, Shrinvantu Vishwe Amritasya Putraha, says the Rishi, children of immortal bliss, listen to me. Aye Dhamani Divyani Tastuhu. There are greater places of joy. Come. Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam. I have been able to travel to all these places, to all these different spheres. How? Purusham Mahantam, having known the Supreme Being. See, Sri Ramakrishna used to give an example. Suppose, in those days, suppose you go to, there was this very famous, very rich person, Shambhu Malik. He was a very rich person who had a very palatial building with lots of servants and all of that. And so it says, you want to know how much wealth Shambhu Malik has. So what do? You try to approach him. But then there are all those other people, the guards and the other clerks and others. They do not want you to meet him because he is a precious personality and his time is very precious. So he says, somehow if you can convince the others, or somehow he says, even if necessary, you jump over the fence of the house and go to him, somehow knock his door, and then he will open the door, and then you go to him, praise him, and then he will reveal to you how many shares he has got, what all wealth he possesses and all of that. So here he says, once you know the divine, Vedaha Purusham Mahantam, the Supreme Being, once you know the Supreme Being, you come to know everything. See, that's why the Upanishads very famously say, Brahmavid Brahmayeva Bhavati, Brahmaiva Bhavati. That means the knower of Brahman becomes Brahman. By knowing the divine, you become the divine. So right now, I am feeling I am human. I am limited. I don't possess all the wherewithal to understand life. I am struggling with myself, struggling with the environment, struggling with the people around me, and therefore I do not find any peace within myself. But once you go nearer and nearer to him, that is the very essence of the word Upanishad. Upa means near. Nikrishtena, very, very near. Sat means to sit. To sit with the Guru, with the teacher, and then learn. Upanishad is that. It is itself, the scripture itself is the teacher. It teaches you. But one must approach the teacher with Samit Panihi Shrotyam Brahmanishtam. Samit Pani means with, in the olden days, the students used to carry Samit, that means the firewood, in order to offer for the yajna. Generally people were poor, but so the best thing that they could do is go to the forest, gather some wood, and then take it. It is just symbolic that you take it and offer it. I read the other day a very funny incident in the life of Swami Turiyananda. He was Sri Ramakrishna's disciple, Swami Vivekananda's brother disciple. So Swami Vivekananda asked him to go over to California and there establish an ashram called Shanti Ashram. It is in the San Antonio Valley. It's about 1,000 or 2,000 acres property. And there the Swami established a retreat center, a center. And so it is called, he named it Shanti Ashram, abode of peace. And there he started, to a very handful of devotees, he started giving the teachings. Through his life lessons, he taught them. So he was talking about this, that a student should approach the teacher with the wood or the firewood in hand, must offer it to the teacher, and then request the teacher to accept him or her as the disciple. So there was this very innocent lady. she was one of the devotees. So after listening to him, she went out, and then she went and gathered some firewood, brought it, and then knelt before the Swami Turiyananda, and then gave it. Swami Turiyananda asked, "And what is it?" "Well, you said today that one must approach with the summit, the firewood." Such a simplicity. Swami Turiyananda appreciated this simplicity and directness of this devotee and accepted her as his disciple. So, where were we? So it says, Srinvantu Vishve Amritasya Putra Aye Dhamani Divyanitrastu. Aham Vedaham Veda, Aham Veda. I have known the Supreme Being. If somebody says, look, I know this science, or I know this particular field of knowledge, then what do? Everybody goes and approaches that person and tries to gain from the experience of that person or from the knowledge of that person. That's what teachers are for. So he says, you come. Sri Ramakrishna, after performing all of his spiritual disciplines, he goes to the top of the kuti, that means the mansion where the owners of the Kali temple used to come and stay when they would come to the Sri Ramakrishna himself lived in that, and he used to go to the terrace of that building, and from there he would beckon towards Kolkata and says, look here, I have got this fund of knowledge gained through spiritual practices. I have got this fund of knowledge. Come, my children, come. And he says, after this invitation, the youngsters or Swami Vivekananda and others started coming one by one, they started coming. So the interest of the guru is much greater than the interest of the disciple himself or itself. So that is why he says, Aye dhamani divyani. I have got this great wealth, come. Vedahametam, because then he says, why should you come? Because I have known the highest being. Aditya varnam tamasah parastat. That means that which dispels all darkness of ignorance. Tameva viditva atimrutyameti. And he says, what will happen to you if you come and learn from me? Tameva viditva, having known that, atimrutyameti, you will transcend the fear of death. Death one cannot escape, but you will transcend the fear of death. What a beautiful way of putting things, you see. We all are afraid of dying. Everyone. From the ant to the highest sadhu, everybody is afraid of death. But once you learn that the immortal being is within you and outside of you, then you will not have that fear of dying. You will just go like a warrior who goes and then does not bother about his life. So, atimrutyameti nanyah pantha vidyate ayanaya. There is no other path. There is no other way for you to become fulfilled, to get or to gain freedom. Nanyah pantha. If you want real freedom, then you need to follow what I say. That is those are the Rishi Vakyas. That is the words of the Rishi. So here he says, Ishav asyam idam sarvam. Everything must be vasyam, should be enveloped. How do you do it? Tena tyaktena bhunjita, by that renunciation. Now, if I have to get something, I need to lose something, isn't it? If I have to buy something, I need to give out money, or I need to give something. So without getting, if I have to get anything for that matter, it will not come just by itself for free. One must be able to pay the price for it. And the price is renunciation or sacrifice. Tena tyaktena bhunjitaha. Bhunjitaha means you support yourself. So by giving, you are supporting yourself. You are getting it. Bhunjitaha. You are getting it. Kasyasvit. Ultimately, whose is the wealth? To whom does the wealth belong? See? It comes from the divine. It goes back to the divine only. It comes to you. You work, you go to work, and you earn money. So it has come because you have given out yourself. Therefore, you are receiving from the government, or you are receiving from your employer some amount. So you have an obligation to do your duty. Do not expect it to come for free. You have an obligation. So therefore, whose is wealth? Ultimately, who owns all of this? Even we may say we own it. No, ultimately government owns everything, isn't it? Government owns the land. Government owns everything. The money comes from the government. It comes from the press of the government. So it does not belong to you. Ultimately, it does not belong to tomorrow. If the government says yes, everybody should give back the money that one has, we will support you with all the wherewithals that you want. What will you do? You don't have a choice. Just have to give it back to the government or to the country. So that's what one should do. And then he says, one thing that you must always remember is, do not covet. That means do not hide anything. Do not hide anything. See, this is one thing which the Upanishad says. Because everything belongs to the divine, and do not try to take away something which does not belong to you. That is called as stealth, stealing. But the coveting, even thinking or even mentally thinking, oh, it will be good if I owned that. That itself is a coveting the other's wealth. Whatever has come to you through your hard work, that belongs to you. Ultimately, that only exists with you. That which does not belong to you, do not take it. Because if you take something that does not belong to you, you will have to pay it back 1,000 times. This is nature. Whatever you take that does not belong to you, you will have to pay back 1,000 more times. So that's how the Upanishad starts. Whatever there is changeful in this ephemeral world, all that must be enveloped by the Lord. By this renunciation of the world, support yourself. Do not covet the wealth of anyone. This refers to the duty of a sannyasin more, who is competent to exclusively devote oneself to the contemplation of Brahman. In fact, this is one of the sannyasa Upanishads. That means the Upanishad that is very specially meant towards to guide the sannyasins. But it is also, in today's world, it's also very important for us to understand the essence of this Upanishad, that is the Ishavasyopanishad. Ishavasya. Everything must be covered. Everything must be enveloped by the Lord. Idam sarvam. That which we perceive through the senses, sense organs, or the mind or the intellect, is all covered, or it is connected with the divine. So that is how we are starting the Upanishad. We will take up this verse in great detail when we meet next week. Till then, thank you very much for listening to this Upanishad. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. We have Guru Purnima this Wednesday in the evening from 6 o'clock to 8.